Let's talk about stress. I will put stress into two categories. One, work level stress. Second, personal level stress. Let's focus first on the work level stress. Now, every day is so busy and we have to do certain things that we got to do and we can't skip them. Now, what I do is I believe in maintaining a calendar. Now, even in the calendar, some of the meetings which I have, they are regular meetings. Some of them may be the client connected meetings. And the other things what I add in my calendar are the priority tasks. So if there is anything at a high priority, I make sure I keep that in between the day, because I try to complete some things which require less attention. I put that at the start of the day because it's not going to consume a lot of my time, and I know that 50% of the work is already completed. And then I have like enough time to focus on the priority one, which is quite lengthy, complex, require a lot of my attention. So I try to put that in the middle of the day, not in between the meetings, but in a way wherein I know that I had like a very big long meeting, then I can just relax. But I normally keep it like towards I will say towards the afternoon. And then rest of the day I also have, like, you have to catch up on the emails, and then you have to create your report, etc. And those tasks which only require certain things where I have to read and create reports or anything, I keep it towards the end of the day. So that's how I try and maintain my calendar. Calendar really helps me because it keeps sending me reminders, and I know that what tasks I need to complete in a day. Because remember, we all have work life and a personal life. Now we got 24 hours. In that 24 hours, we give 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, and 8 hours to do whatever we need to do in our personal life, right? Now, by having the calendar really helps us to make sure that in that 8 hours we have successfully utilized the time in order to complete our task. Remember that we all have to do work, because some people do the 9-to-5 job. We all have to do the work because that money is normally for our day-to-day life, where we have to pay our rent, we have to pay our bills, we have to, sustain our entire month from the 1st till the 31st of the 30 or 31st of the month. So we need that income, we need that stable income. That's the reason we have to be very creative, proactive. We have to make sure we are organized. Time management is really good, so that our performance is also better. So if you really schedule, put all your tasks in your calendar, what happens is even when you have put everything in your calendar, if anybody in the management wants to know, they can see your schedule, what you do in a day, and it's very visible, so nobody can question you whether you're doing work or not doing work, because everything is there on the calendar. They know what you're doing in a day. So there's a lot of positivity in that, because everybody is aware about how busy you are. Now, certain things you have to remember, that in order, because you know that you already know what you have planned for that day. So I always believe that what you have planned for that day, you only have to follow your schedule. Because if you skip your schedule and focus on the things, and then you come back and you want to do your schedule, what you have fixed for the day, then that will create your stress, because you will feel that you have not done what you need to do. Yes, try to do it like, once and see. And when you have that satisfaction of the end of the day, that in that 8 hours of your time where company is paying you, you have put your efforts, and at the end of the day you're satisfied. Whatever time you have finished for the day, that will bring like, smile on your face, and you're going to not feel stressful because the day is done. That's it, like, it's all done. And what you'll do is now log off from your day with definitely a smile, because normally when I do that, I always feel like, okay, I've done, fully consumed, satisfied, and now let's focus on my personal life. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned that I divided into two categories: the stress. One is the work level stress, and then the second is the personal level stress. Now, let's talk about the personal level stress. Now, in personal level stress, people who are single, people who are married will have different types of stress. Now, when you are single, you only have to take care of yourself, where you can prepare your food, or maybe go to the gym. So even those things, you have to put like a timetable in your room. So you need to be very consistent and regular with what you do. So if you have decided, you should know normally what time you need to have your dinner. It's always good to have dinner before the sunset. So normally before 8 o'clock, I will say it's always good to have your dinner. So if there is something you need to cook, make sure maybe after you finish your work, you've reached home, or if you're working from home, keep a time where you know what you need to cook. That's not going to consume a lot of time. And then have your dinner. Or maybe after you finish your work, if you go to the gym, make sure that that is all added in your timetable. Because what happens when you're consistent when you're regular in doing something, what you're doing, you always feel that your whole day gets fully nicely occupied, and you feel like you're no longer in the stress, because stress is basically something you have to do and you're not getting time to do. That creates stress. Now, if something what you need to do and you do it, there's no stress, because what you need to do, you have already done it. So having a timetable for your personal, and having like a calendar for your work, like the Outlook calendar, it's also called like a timetable, where you know what you need to do in the day. So gym, then dinner, then maybe if you're going to sit with your family, or how long you can spend, because sometimes some people will love to listen to the music, maybe play PlayStation, maybe go for a walk, maybe watch television. But at the end, we also have to make sure family is priority. We have to always give time to the family, because they are like our backbone. Because when we feel low, when we feel down, when we sit and speak to them, it's always good to speak to others, because they can hear, they can support you. So it's always good to spend time with the family, especially in the evening, because you had a very hard day. You have done so much in the day, and at the end you just want to be with your loved ones, to just speak, tell what has happened in a day, whether it was a good or bad, share those experiences, listen to the person, you talk, and then it becomes you feel lighter. The person can advise you something different to do. So it's always good to spend time with your loved ones, and open up, and have a nice healthy communication, so that you are relaxed. And then once you have done as per your timetable whatever you had to do after your work was completed, whatever you had to do in your personal life, you have done. And it's always good to go to sleep around 9:30, 10 o'clock, because what happens is the more early you sleep, it's good for your health. you will be completing 8 hours sleep, and then because you had enough sleep, you will automatically get up very light the next day morning. So it's always good to sleep early. And now in order to make sure that you are not feeling any more stress, because at the end of the day you had a beautiful day, at the end of the day you've also done everything you need to do in your personal life, and you're going to bed early. So rather than thinking all what you have done, you could just tell yourself, I'm really thankful and grateful for having such a nice, wonderful day. Do not use terms like busy or stressful, because it's just like you're giving those blessings to yourself, and then more things comes the similar way. But if you could just, even though it was a stressful day, even though it was a busy day, you have to tell yourself it was a very easy, relaxed and a healthy day. I have done everything what I need to do, and I'm really satisfied. Now I'm just going to forget everything what has happened, because I need to relax so that I can have a new fresh day tomorrow. And you can say goodnight to everyone. Just put your phones away, because the radiations, it's always good to keep your mobile aside, and then just have like a nice sleep. Now I want to also cover personal timetable for people who like to get up early in the mornings. Like normally I try to get up between like after 3:30, like around 4 o'clock, between 3:30 or 4 o'clock, because it's said that that is a time, it's always good. Like in my personal life, I get up that time just to practice meditation, because a lot of people sleep, like a lot of people are awake, so there is no like people thinking, there's no negativity, everybody is relaxed, like sleeping quite calm. And if you try to get up between that time, you can really be very much positive, and you can really do meditation in such a way that can really help yourself. Meditation is like, what I do is more of changing my thinking power. I try to focus on one particular sentence, and for example, if I want to do meditation on peace, I consider myself like I'm a peaceful soul. I try to say it as well as I feel it, as well as I visualize it. So I try to get up around between 3:30 to 4. I try to like spend an hour doing it. Then I try to get up, try to do some yoga, and then I try to make sure I go and prepare my breakfast. Just getting myself fully organized in the morning, because I don't like to rush in the middle of my work, doing something, because as I said, I like to stick to my schedule. If I've put something on my schedule, even that 5 minutes of doing something else wherein I'm supposed to do what I was supposed to do, that can really consume your time. Sometimes it is okay. Yes, everybody, you can't have like a perfect day every day where your personal timetable and your work timetable can go like exactly as per the time. Sometimes there are some adjustments to be needed, but I like to stick to my timetable for my personal and my work, because at the end of the day, we all have to make sure that things don't get piled up in a way where we get stressed tomorrow of knowing like, okay, now what, like what I need to do. This is really stressing me out. I don't know what I have to do and how am I going to do that. So those type of things doesn't even come into the picture. You feel really satisfied. I will say the more you're peaceful and satisfied, the less stress. And if you follow this healthy lifestyle of getting organized, managing your time, and being positivity, appreciating yourself, the word stress will just disappear from your life, because there's nothing stress. We take stress. What if you just not take stress? Be easy in your life, because what we got to do, we have to do, because we can't skip it, because skipping is running away from something, and we don't have to run away, because if we have to do something, we got to do it. And I believe, like, if you stick to your timetable, that can really help you, because you can solve the problems what you have, because you know what you have to do in a day. You can manage your time very efficiently. You can get organized in a way that you're giving time for your work as well as your personal life, as well as your personal self. Some people also like to do, apart from the 9 to 5 income, they also have their dreams to complete. So some people like to do trading, some people like to do some side hustles. So it's good, because that can really make you have a healthy, rich life. But as long as you sticks to your just focus on your timetable, your schedule, life can be really worth living, and you will really appreciate the way you are living your lifestyle, and it can really make a lot of difference. To be honest, I have followed all whatever I've said in this video. I have done it in my personal life. I can tell you the difference. Before even having a timetable for my personal life or my work life, I used to just get up in the morning. I didn't know what I had to do. I didn't know what I'm going to do in today. I had no clue. And I used to, because I had no plan about my day, I was all over the place. And at the end of the day, I used to get so stressed that I used to eat a lot, and then I used to not get sleep, and I used to just worry of how my life is going to be, and I used to get scared about everything. Like, I didn't know. I used to feel life is so difficult to live, life is so hard to live. But from the time I have followed a timetable in my life of just getting organized, because certain things I want to do, because if I don't do it, I don't feel satisfied. And that's how my life has really become very good. I will say, whether it's a personal or work, I can say I'm satisfied in everything what I do in a day, and I feel really healthy, motivated, and peaceful about it. And I will really appreciate if you could use whatever tips I've given you, whatever I've shared in this video, try to use in your life, and just cherish your life, because it's just one life. We have to achieve our dreams. We also have to be happy every day. We also have to think about a beautiful financial future, and got to do everything what we need to do. Enjoy the video. Take care.